Now let's start. What would you say to a young boy who dreamed of making people laugh for a living, but he wasn't funny at all? In fact, no one ever said to him, "You should be a comedian." No one ever. What is now your big, crazy, ridiculous dream? Do you want to be a leader? Do you dream of being maybe a world-class speaker? Well, maybe writing a book that you have always dreamed. In 1992, Darren Lacroix bombed 1992 miserably in a comedy club in Boston. As he walked off stage, the headliner said, "Please, please, do not quit your day job. Don't do that." Now, let's move fast forward. 9 years later, is the right way? Yes, move here for him. Yes. Darren, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35,000 contestants from 14 countries, he was crowned the 2001 World Champions of Public Speaking with a very, very funny speech. I have another confession for you. Whenever something bites me, I say, "Ouch." I say, "Oh, this is not a typical ouch. This is Darren's ouch, ouch." If you haven't seen the speech, I encourage you to do so. And not only that, people today, after so many years, are talking about the fall. You'll see the fall in a few moments. And he eventually gave what everyone says, an unforgettable speech. Today, and only for today, you will walk away with the crucial strategy to get the breakthroughs you need to be the speaker or leader you ever dreamed about. Are you ready? Are you ready? No. Darren, they're not ready. They're not ready. Sorry, they're not ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? I think you're ready. I think you're ready. But first, let's go back to Anaheim, California, where they're about to announce the winner. Let's take a look.
And the 2001 World Champion of Public Speaking, Darren Lacroix. Being Darren, your subjects would like to hear a few words from you. Man, that's cool. My first prayers, I asked God if the other 8 contestants could just go over time. That's all I wanted. Again, thank you to my district, Dave McElhaney, Carmen, of course, the great, the one and only, the genius of speaking, Mark Brown, David Brooks, Ed Tate. The champions are so gracious, giving me wisdom and advice, and I knew I would work hard, but they helped keep me on the right track. One more little thing. Did anyone else ever cry during this thing? My first one? Does that count as a gesture? I'll never forget, my dad probably doesn't even remember. He said, "I don't care what you want to do, just be the best." And I am, Dad.
Because that caring and wanting to help people comes through in everything he does. Darren cares about you.
He's a mentor.
and how to deliver a speech, how to write a speech. So it's just, I think you get the full package with Darren. Darren, as I said earlier, challenges you, and he wants me to get better. He wants me to grow.
Someone just said you're the world champion. What are you gonna do now? I'm going to Disneyland.
Let's welcome Darren Lacroix. Welcome.
Grazie. That's all I've got. Raise your hand if this is your first convention. Everyone with your hands down, clap for them. Welcome. Yes. We are thrilled you're here. Thank you for joining us. This is big. This is fun. You who are attending have no idea how much your conference team has gone through for this moment. Madam PDQ, please give all of the team a round of applause. This is huge. Nice. And who are newer Toastmasters? Less than a year, raise your hand. Wow. Wow. All right. Welcome. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for welcoming me so much. Can we get the slides up, please? Slides. My computer died? Time out.
See a joke? Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
It was just an introduction of the joke.
Hey!
Hey, how are you?
You're on stage. Got it. All right. So, the moment that you just saw was one of the coolest moments of my life. I have been a Toastmaster in 4 clubs for 7 years before that moment. But a few facts. I was 35 years old, and I was still living at home with my mom and dad. I'm glad that's funny to you. Good, nice, yes. But I will tell you that a lot of people, there's someone in my family who called my mom and dad and said, you should throw him out so he has to grow up and stop chasing that ridiculous dream. If you've ever had that thought about yourself, what am I doing? You have that dream. I'm here to tell you, keep going, please. Because the people around me told me I was crazy, I was stupid, that's not for you. But I did it anyway. And I surrounded myself with good, positive people that kept me going. I wondered if my effort would ever pay off. I was dreaming of becoming a world-class speaker. That was my dream, to do it professionally. I joined Toastmasters in 4 clubs because I know I needed that feedback. I needed the breakthroughs. But I didn't know there's no guarantee if the effort will ever pay off. In fact, this is a newspaper article that was in the local paper in Framingham, Massachusetts at Bose Corporation, you know, the stereo speakers. So that was where I worked. That was my day job. And they did an article about people had day jobs and dreams. People are chasing it on the side. Well, that was me at my little telemarketing desk, making phone calls, doing my day job while I pursued my dream. So, I don't know if you've ever, raise your hand if you've seen the movie Rudy. Rudy. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. Came out in 1993. I started stand-up, as Janice said, in 92. This movie came out, and that character he had dyslexia. He dreamed of playing football. Our football, not your football. American football, but he dreamed of play, just in college, just wanted to play. He didn't want to be in the NFL, but he was dyslexic. He was not smart. He was not talented. He was not big enough to play football at the college level. And this character, I clung on to what he was doing because he kept getting knocked down but got back up, knocked down but got back up. That was the character that I clung on to. What character can you connect with? Can you cling to keep you going. So what if you could honor your responsibilities? I understand you got families, you got kids, you got grandkids, you've got parents that you got to take care of. What if you could take care of your responsibilities while accomplishing your dream? What if you could? I'm living proof you can, but in the next 33 minutes, you're going to walk away with 3 essentials to getting the breakthroughs that you need to become the leader or the speaker or whatever dream you have. How do we get there? So it was 2012. So this is 11 years after I won the World Championship. I'm speaking in Vancouver, Canada, to a group of Toastmasters. And in the 4th row, this young man, I'm doing some Q&A, and this young man raises his hand and says, yeah, you won the championship, but that was 11 years ago. What are you doing now? What's your big dream now? Great question. How can you and I as leaders expect to inspire others if we're not working on our next step, on our next dream? If we're not pushing ourselves, why should anyone listen to us? See, it's not the speech you give, it's the life you live. The speech is about the life you live. Make no mistake. That your kids are watching, but they're watching what you do, not what you say. So, what was mine? What was my answer? Well, it happened in a little booth at a restaurant in Las Vegas where I live. I was at a mastermind with a group of other professional speakers, and my mentor was there. He had just moved to Las Vegas, and he was going around asking, what's your big crazy dream? What's your big crazy dream? What's your big crazy dream? And he got to me, and I found myself shrinking down. I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I responding this way? This is weird. He got to me, and I love the movie Rudy, and I got to meet him, and I thought it was cool. What if they made a movie about my story? I've been speaking about it around the world to Toastmasters. Well, what if they made a movie about me? But who am I to have a movie made about me? My friend Mike slammed his hands down on the counter, got right in my face, and he said, who are you not to? And I say, who are you not to have your dream? Who are you not to? I'm here to remind you, you do. Here's the thing. I have no idea how. How do I have a movie created? I don't know. Perfect. When we were kids, when you and I were kids, we dreamed like rivers flow. That was me. I was a cowboy. You couldn't tell me I wasn't a cowboy. We didn't worry about the how when we were kids. Why do we worry about it now as adults? Well, I don't know how. Shut up. Sorry, it's a Boston term. I'm from Boston originally. Shut up. Just do it. Do something. Do one thing today. See, here's the problem, I think. Well-meaning adults train the dream out of us. They meant well. Their hearts were in the right place, but they trained the dream out of us. I'm here to reinstall it. I'm here to go back to that 8-year-old you. So again, what do you really want? What's that thing you really want? Do you want to be a world-class leader that people love to follow? Do you want to be that speaker that everyone loves and is talking about in the hallway? Do you want to get paid to speak? Would you agree that you probably need a few breakthroughs to get to your dream? Raise your hand. Is that fair? That to be that person, we need some breakthroughs. Okay, so here's what I'm going to help you focus on, getting to that next breakthrough rather than worrying about the big dream. You get that breakthrough and it's like you're on fire. So how? How do we get there? So number one, the handouts are sent out ahead of time, but number one, decide. Here's step one. Essential one, you have to decide. But not just, I'd like to, I'm going to. You have to decide. Until that happens, nothing changes. So imagine this. You're in Florida, and you're taking a tour in the Everglades. There's 12 people on the boat, and this man, Clyde is your guide. There's 12 people on the boat. There's a young boy, 12 years old, up in front. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your shoulders. You can smell the sea air. And you see these amazing sights. And you notice the young boy, 12 years old, has his hand over the edge of the side of the boat, running his hand through the water. Whee! All of a sudden, Clyde pulls back on the throttle, doesn't say a word, walks to the front of the boat, pulls out his trusty knife, reaches out over the water, and clips off a blade of grass. He puts that grass in front of the young boy. His eyes light up. He says, "Gently touch it." Ow! Clyde doesn't say another word, goes back to his helm, and we continue on our journey. What does that have to do with you? Everything. So you tell me, how long, if Clyde asked the young boy to keep his hands in the boat, how long would that last? Anyone? 2 minutes. Okay, this means talk. I don't know if this is in Europe, but it's America. This means talk. Okay, it's interactive here. Come on. I know it's a long way. How about for you guys in the front, turn around and stand up for a sec. In front, just stand around. And those people in the back, clap. Make them feel loved. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry your seats suck. Thanks for coming. Get here earlier next time. So, here's what happened. Clyde understood that he needed to give the young boy an experience, not tell him what to do. See, the experience immediately changed his reaction, changed his habits, changed his learning, as opposed to telling him. Experience is the greatest teacher. So if you want breakthroughs, you and I need more experience in that vein of our dream. We need more sawgrass moments. Breakthroughs come from experience. Some of you who've seen me or follow me, you know my mentors taught me stage time, stage time, stage time. From the comedy world, that's how I came to know about Toastmasters. They said any day that you don't get on stage is a day that you don't grow. What? Well, don't I have to be good? They said, no, you have to go up to get good. You have to make more mistakes. You have to have more experience. That's why I joined 4 clubs and I still went to comedy clubs at night. I thought, this Toastmasters thing is amazing. I could fail during the day and at night. Yes! But it's that habit, it's that principle that I got invited to be here today. Breakthroughs come from experience. So what do you want? You are the CEO of your dream. Nobody else, and you can't live someone else's dream, not very effectively, and it's not a lot of fun. If your parents dreamed of you being a doctor or something, all right, tell them you should have done it, let it go, my turn. You had me, my dream. You are the CEO. You can delegate, you choose who you listen to, who you don't listen to, who you hire, who you fire. You're the CEO. Get this one principle, and everything will change. I was given a keynote speech in 2001 in Bermuda. I was so excited. It was so cool. We had an extra day, and we got to ride scooters, and riding a scooter by the crystal clear ocean and the ocean breeze, it was amazing. And I love that feeling. I had just got out of my college debt and subway debt, so when I got home, I wanted that feeling again, so I bought a motorcycle. I just wanted that feeling again. So in Las Vegas, there's this beautiful place called Red Rock Canyon. If you ever come visit us in Vegas, we don't all live in a casino, by the way. But this gave me that feeling. What does your dream feel like? So are you ready for the underdog effect? You've heard of AI. I'm going to introduce you to AII. I call it all-in intelligence. When you're all in, when you make a decision that I'm all in, that's when things change. When you make an all-in decision, you think and act differently.
Well, as a Toastmasters, they're looking for a volunteer. They need someone to speak. It's Toastmasters. It pains me that I say, well, you know, I can't, I've been busy. Shut up. We're going to clap even if you throw up on your way to the stage. Be like, yeah, that's good. You got some distance there. Nice. Good for you. Yes. So why are you worried about how it goes at your club? No one comes to Toastmasters to be a better speaker at Toastmasters. We come to be better out there in the real world. Join more clubs, screw up more, make more mistakes. Say this out loud. So repeat after me. It would be nice to be world class.
It would be nice to be a world class.
Thank you. Grazie. Now, I want you to say, I'm all in.
I'm all in.
Question. Did that feel different? Raise your hand if that felt different. Just by saying it is different. Are you all in? This is my mom and dad. They're adorable. They've been married 67 years. I got to speak last week in Boston at a conference, and my dad was there. He's 90 years old. I got them to applaud for him, and I said, they've been married 65 years. And my dad, 90 years old, off of this side says, 67. Sorry. They still hold hands. It's adorable. But I got to tell you, they're not doing real well. I'm all in for them. I've been back and forth from Vegas to Boston to help sell my dad the home that I grew up in, and move my dad to an assisted care. My mom's in memory care. She's got dementia. But they were all in for me first. I'm just reciprocating. See, when you're all in for your dream and the world around you is going to help you. People you don't even know are going to help you because they see you're the underdog. They see you're struggling. They see you're striving. They see you're stumbling and falling. So don't ask, how can I? Ask, how can I? I know well, when this happens, well, when the kids graduate, well, when they, stop. Those are excuses. What you can do, where you are with what you have. My mom, we took her on the last family trip that we could do. We took her to this lake, and it was a beautiful day. And when we returned the rental boat, it was at a dock that was extremely long. And my mom was just tired and done. She was done. She wasn't mobile, so she couldn't move. And so it's, my mom, what would you do? Would you just leave her there? See you tomorrow, Mom, rest up. Of course not. So my nephews and I went out searching. How can we? How can we? And this is what we found. We found a little cart. Because when you're all in, you make it happen. You find a way. I'm asking you to do this. It's your dream. You're the CEO. And you might not always be the best employee to yourself. Well, let it go. And you need to seek experience. Who else has been there and done that? If you want to be world class, find someone who's world class. You want to be a great leader? You're surrounded by past district directors, by people who have been there and done that. Ask them. They would love to help you. That's the heart of the Toastmaster. So when my mom first got dementia and Alzheimer's, I went and I called my friend Christiana. And Christiana had been through the same thing. I said, ask experience. Find people with the experience that you can tap into. And she told me about this blanket that you could have made where you upload photos from your family because they don't remember. My mom, she'll ask me the same question over and over again. And I kept telling her, I'm going to Italy. And then 5 minutes later, where are you going? Italy. And so I had this blanket made so my mom every night could be surrounded by her family. And when she wakes up in the morning, they're there. I appreciate the sentiment, but all I did is I went to someone who knew what was best. But I'm the CEO for helping my parents. You're the CEO of your life. So why 17? People always ask, why 17 minutes to your dream? Have you ever had a moment in your life where you said enough is enough? I'm done. This job, this relationship, okay? When I was in high school, I was not a very good athlete. I was always on the sideline. In fact, my dad took this picture of me, number 21, on the sideline. He just got this big telephoto lens and he's trying it out. And I saw the pictures and I'm like, Dad, don't take a picture of me in the sideline. I don't remember being on the sideline. He said, but Darren, you're never in the game. True. True. But that summer between my junior and senior year, I made an all-in decision. I said, enough is enough. I'm tired of watching my friends. I started to go and practice first. I was there first. I left last. I started lifting weights. I went to football school. Nobody on my team went to football school. I said, enough is enough. And by the third game of the season, I finally got the call to start. I just wanted to play. But I had to make that decision. See, I wanted to be in the game all my life. But it wasn't until I made that all-in decision that I changed what I did and people noticed. See, I wanted to do the game, but I wasn't doing what was necessary for my coaches to put me in the game. So, enough is enough. My practice jersey was 17. So 17 came from the all-in decision that I made. You've got to make that decision. So decide to be all in. Number 2, your strategy. You're here at Toastmasters. You're surrounded by fellow Toastmasters. Most of our family members have no idea what it is we do or why we do this or anything. So this is, thank you. This is kind of like a TA meeting. This is not a district convention. Toastmasters Anonymous. Hi, my name is Darren and I like to speak. Hi, Darren. Thank you. Thank you. Well, started at work. I started doing 1 or 2 presentations a month. And the next thing I know, I was driving 2 hours to give a free speech. One led to another, and then I got paid for it. I felt so cheap. All right. Thank you. So your strategy. So if you want to write a book, you want to be the leader people love to follow, you want to be that presenter everyone loves, what will you do today? You're here today. Ask questions so you can do something else tomorrow. So time or responsibility stopping you? I get it. Remember this article. I get it. I still had to do my day job 30 hours a week. I still had to speak anywhere and everywhere, but I had to market myself to try and get there and get my name known. So I thought in that first dream to be a professional, now to be have the movie made, I thought, well, what worked for me back then? So if you noticed, if you zoomed in on this, you would see that arrow is pointing at the motivational quotes that were in front of me. Constantly reminding me. I remember one of them was, the mighty oak is just a nut that held its ground. There was another one, Vincent van Gogh said, there's a voice inside you that says you're not a painter, then by all means paint and that voice will be silenced. I was told I wasn't funny, but if I would learn how to write jokes and test them and tweak them and test them and rewrite them until it worked, I could do this. So, what worked for me? Having that visual reminder. What could your visual reminder be of where you want to go? I had a movie poster made. Why not? If you're going to have a movie, you need a poster, right? So, thank you. So I had it made. This is up in my office, nowhere else. But it's that reminder to me, what will you do today? What will you do today? So what can your reminder be? What could you create? Maybe you have some quotes. Maybe it's time to update them to some new quotes that hit you now. Those quotes worked years ago. So why? Why does this matter? Why is it a movie? Why is that in my heart? I thought about it. This is me with my cousins. I'm half French and half Polish. My ancestors were from Krakow. So this is me and my Polish family. And I was so excited, had fun with my cousins. But this is me on the left, and this is my cousin Johnny. Johnny was hysterical. Johnny could have everybody laughing. He was just this character, and he would recap Saturday Night Live skits and comedians of the day. And I remember just being mesmerized by the joy that just what he said and how he said it could bring laughter and joy to my family. And I was in awe of that. So I was 8 years old. I'm sitting at the kids' table, and I couldn't help myself. And everyone was laughing, and I stood up, and I threw out a punchline. and I hushed my whole family. I slid back down in my seat and I told myself, I will never, ever try to be funny again. It hurt too much. People told me, that's just not you. That's not your thing, kid. Don't be funny. You're the nice guy. Stick with that. So those of you who know or have seen my speech, has anyone not seen my speech, championship speech? All right, there's your homework for tonight. I'm just kidding, but I tell a story of driving down the road after a business failure, and my buddy handed me this motivational tape, and Brian Tracy asked, what would you dare to dream if you knew you wouldn't fail? When he asked that question, I went back to that kid, that 8-year-old dreamer inside of me. And I'm here to go back to your 8-year-old dreamer. So why? This moment would have never happened. Whoop, audio. There's a lot of applause. Damn. Anyway. That moment would have never happened if I didn't pursue it. So in 2019, Mike, the guy who slammed his hands on the counter, I handed him the first version of the script. I learned so much about story when I studied something outside of speaking, and it helped me become a better speaker and teacher. Have you ever heard of Nineveh? The ancient city of Nineveh. It's in the Bible. Maybe you heard the story of Jonah and the whale. If you haven't heard it or don't remember it, Jonah was told by God to go to Nineveh to preach. Well, Jonah went the other direction. Not only went the other direction, but then got on a boat to sail even further in that other direction. He was cursed. His shipmates found out, threw him overboard to get swallowed by a whale. For 3 days, 3 days he was in that whale's belly. So finally he realized he needed to go to Nineveh. Some people take a little longer. And the whale spit him out on the beach. So my question for you, have you been swallowed by the whale of self-doubt? Have you been swallowed by the whale of self-doubt? I get it. 2019, I ran up my credit cards in my business. Things were not going well, $58,000 US on my credit card. I was paying $1,400 a month in interest alone. I let go of my dream. I stopped. I'm like, I gotta focus. I have a payroll. I have 4 employees I have to help feed. That motorcycle that I loved so much, I had to sell it because I ran out of money and I still needed to pay my mortgage. You do what you can do, where you are, with what you have. I learned some things. Macaroni and cheese. And what are the 2 ingredients you need for macaroni and cheese? Butter and milk, right? I opened my refrigerator, I didn't have any milk. What you can, where you are, with what you have. This is coconut beverage. Turns out you can make mac and cheese, 50 cents each, 2 bowls, bam. When you're hungry, you find a way. If you have a dream, find a way. I doubted myself. So are you the critic stopping you? What I needed was a simple strategy that worked, so I didn't quit. What worked before when I was the underdog? You got 17 minutes? You guys have Netflix here? So a Netflix TV show, half-hour show, is 22 minutes. So I'm asking you, could you give your dream less than 1 Netflix show? I'm not asking you to give up a lot. But come on, what if you were just 17 minutes away from that next breakthrough? If you were driving down the road and I said you're 17 minutes away, would you keep going? Of course you would. See, 17 minutes is long enough to make progress and short enough to commit to every day. So here's my challenge for you. How do you get momentum? What's the strategy? And by the way, this was, I wrote this article that was in Toastmasters magazine in September, if you remember that. Check this out. Can we get sound? Sound? Audio play?
Christmas present, and it was a Matchbox racetrack. How cool! This had those little wheels that the car would go through, and it would have enough momentum to go around again to have another breakthrough. For you and I, those breakthroughs are what we need. That gets us to another level where we're never the same. We feel invincible for a little while. And now we just need enough momentum to get us through to that next breakthrough. But if we don't have that momentum, we give up just a little too soon.
A little too soon. So here's my challenge. I'm a numbers guy. I started a spreadsheet. So I went back to Nineveh, January 1st, 2021. I started a spreadsheet. I said, I'm going to give myself 17 minutes a day to move towards my dream. But this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to track it. So every day I pulled out my phone and I started a timer. And when I was done, I hit stop. I got a screenshot and I sent it to 2 accountability buddies. I'm like, I got to do this. I just need to get to that breakthrough. So one day, 44 minutes, 18 minutes, an hour and 24. As long as you do 17, you're going to feel like you're gaining momentum and you'll do it again tomorrow. My goal is to do more each day, but at least 17. So these are my literal numbers. If you go to 17minutes-to-your-dream.com/downloads, you get these, my spreadsheet and stuff for free. Come see me at the table. I'll explain. But you don't know which minutes will matter. On January 18th, I did 38 minutes, and I was researching movies like mine. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Soul Surfer, but this is Sean McNamara, and he created Soul Surfer. So I checked him out on the IMDb website, and yep, 2011. I'm like, never heard of it. I got to the top, and I'm like, Butch Bradley live from Las Vegas. Butch Bradley used to open for me in the comedy days in Boston. I was like, what? He has his own show now. And I was there. I called him up. I said, you know Sean McNamara? He said, yeah. Of course. He goes, I just came back from Oklahoma. We filmed Reagan, the movie Reagan. I was in a scene with Dennis Quaid. I said, yeah. But you know Sean McNamara? All right. So you don't know which minutes will matter. Don't think, what will I do today? What will I do? Just what will I do today? That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't know which minutes will matter. So my double dog dare you is to commit to 77 days. That was the article. If you want to be a world-class speaker, do an Instagram, a YouTube, a Facebook Live every day for 2 minutes. One story, one lesson you learned. You want to be world-class? You want to find your voice? Speak. So the video challenge, can we get the audio? So I challenge my students to do this, and I got to wrap it up, I know. I challenge my students to do this. I'll show you just a little bit of what they heard.
I don't think that anyone was more scared than I was.
I've gained a couple of new clients out of it.
It really gives you that momentum in your business and in your life.
The accumulation of that effort and that energy that starts to help you see results.
I screwed up royally the first one. In fact, I will tell you what I did. I thought I had hit record, or I thought I had hit the stop record button, but apparently on Facebook you have to hit 2 specific buttons. Thanks for your support. You are my game changer #1. See you tomorrow. Oh, God. I thought I ended it, and everyone saw it.
All right, you got the point. Consistency beats ability. So I'm just going to fast forward. I got to rock this up. By the way, don't do this. This is very unprofessional. However, going overtime at a district conference and screwing up the rest of your day is even worse. So some minutes are going to give you hope. Some minutes will give you progress, but all of them will give you momentum. You don't know which ones will matter. So I have not sold my script yet. So I'm asking you to join me. Go for that thing that you really desire. Just give me 77 days, track it, and I promise you get breakthroughs along the way, just like my students did. So are you ready to be the CEO of your dream? 3 quick steps. Number 1, decide. When I made the biggest changes in my life, when I started stand-up, I'm all in. I'm going to do this. When I wrote the script, every time I said enough is enough, my life changed. I'm asking you to make that decision. All right, 2, start the habit. And number 3, get accountable. Find that person who you can send the screenshots to. I promise, here's the side effect I didn't even see. I inspired them because they saw me show up every day. This is Sherry, one of mine. your actions will inspire them. They said the part was that you showed up every day regardless of how you felt. My other partner said, wow, those days you did hours, I was thinking about clearing my calendar. You will help other people by just seeing what you do. Look, has this been helpful? Yeah. All right. So, thank you. So, I'm going to leave you with this, but I really want to thank, I would not be here. Where's Katarina? Katarina? She's way in the back. Katarina? Katarina, stand up, please. Stand up. So, Katarina sponsored me and literally paid for me to be here. So, thank you, Katarina. So, Katarina, I have a book for you. I wish I could go deeper and have more time. And then where's Alexia? Alexia that I just met this morning. Alexia joined a virtual club. Alexia joined a virtual club and said, you know what? I need Toastmasters more. She started her own club because she wanted to meet every week. So, Alexia, come see me. I'll give you this step-by-step process on how to be unforgettable. So, thank you. So, super quick, if you've got questions, come see me. I have an online university. I will help you. We'll give you feedback from 2 world champions. Just come see me. But it comes down to this, your why. When I was writing the book, my mom and dad, they were both almost on their deathbeds. They're both fine now, but at the time, and I was trying to finish the book because I wanted to dedicate it to them. I wanted them to see the page where I dedicated to the 8-year-old dreamer in you, but then to my mom and dad, who despite my crazy, ridiculous dream, loved me anyway. I dreamed of this moment. Sound?
I dedicated this book to the 8-year-old dreamer inside of you. And to Mom and Dad, who had proved, despite telling them about my crazy, ridiculous dream, but made no logical sense, love me anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great conference. I'll be in the hallway. Enjoy.
Congratulations. Now, my first thought when I see someone coming from Las Vegas and say all in is I'm gonna play poker all in. I'm uncomfortable. But then we learned some beautiful strategies. You know DTMs in Toastmasters. Now here we have DSM, decide, strategy, and momentum. Darren and all